Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by top trainer Dominic Ingle. Dom, how are you?
I'm very good, Dan. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. We're here in the palatial environs of Eddie Hearn's Matchroom HQ to announce the fight camp events. Foremost in your thoughts must be August 7th, Kid Galahad fighting Jazza Dickens for a second time, albeit this occasion the IBF world title on the line. How good does it feel there's finally a date in the diary for it?
Yeah, there's 8 weeks to go. I'm looking forward to it. August the 7th. It's been a long time coming. It was originally down for May, and Galahad hasn't boxed since February of 2020. So it's been a long time, but it's a world title fight that we're waiting for. And he's trained all the way through lockdown, and he's probably about 10 pounds over the weight now, and he's raring to go. So just looking forward to that day.
When you train as diligently as Barry famously does, I'm assuming ring rust wouldn't be so much of an issue having been out of the ring for a long time.
No, because he never actually takes time off. He's always in the gym doing something. Obviously, whether it's running, pad work, bag work, body sparring, he's always keeping himself sharp. And he's such a seasoned pro now, it doesn't really matter. Even when he goes into a spar, it only takes him a couple of rounds to get adjusted to whoever he's sparring. Ring rust isn't going to be a problem on the night.
In what ways do you feel Jazza Dickens has improved since their first fight a number of years ago now?
Well, look, he's had a lot more experience, Jazza, and at the time when they boxed way back when in 2013, they were both unbeaten prospects. Now, I think Jazza's 30-3 and Galahad's 27-1. So, obviously, he's had a lot of experience. He's fought some good names, Ragandao, he's fought one of the Walshers, he's fought Lee Wood. So, to get back to that position, because he did derail him for a little bit when he got beat by Galahad, he went off a little bit. But to get back and now to be fighting, each other for a world title fight. I can remember back in 2013 people saying, for what a cracking fight, just for a British title fight. These two prospects fighting at this level, usually it's a lot further down the line. And there was, probably another instance back in my boxing career, way back when Johnny Nelson was down to fight Cole Thompson for the central area. I can always remember the manager at the time of Cole saying, it was Nat Basso saying, no, this fight can't be a central area title fight, this is a world title fight somewhere down the line, and it did turn out that way in the end. And it's, same with the Galahad, it was a good fight as a British title fight, and I think it's going to be a good one for a world title fight. And like I said, Jazza's got a lot more experience, he's had a lot more wins. And, they both know each other inside out. They sparred a lot over the years, even after boxing. Galahad's helped Jazza out for lots of fights. So they know each other inside out. So it will be interesting on the night how it actually works out.
Let's talk about some of your other fighters. Liam Williams, we last saw against Andrade. He's obviously had a bit of time to dust himself off since then. What's the latest with him?
Yeah, he's just had, there's been a new addition to the family. His son's been born, Oscar. He's had a bit of a surgery on his shoulder, which was a problem going into the fight. He didn't highlight it. It was just one of those things. That's all sorted. So hopefully 5 or 6 weeks that'll be on the mend, and then he'll be back in the gym. He's ticking over, he's running, keeping himself fit. He's enjoying life at the minute. He has put some time into camps over the years, and it's time to come back maybe in September, readjust and then get back on it and start looking for another fight.
Bradley Skeete, we saw him make his comeback on the Fight Zone show just recently. How pleased were you that he translated some of what you've been doing in the gym into the ring?
Very good. I mean, Brad's a lovely kid. He's got that boxing style, and he always reiterates the story from a few years back when he met my father Brendan at the boxing writers, and they said, you ought to come to Sheffield, and he said, I wish I'd have come to Sheffield when you'd have asked me 5 or 6 years ago. I might have had a different career. But he's still sharp. He's still got his mental attributes. He's a good boxer. Good, thinks really well on his feet. And the fight wasn't anything particularly dangerous for him, but it was more or less just shaking off everything. What he's gathered over the last 2.5 years, a bit of ring rust, a bit of lack of confidence. He's put time into the gym, into the camps, and he's had some good sparring. He sparred Liam Williams, he sparred Kel Brook, he sparred some decent kids in that gym. And I think he's probably got 1 or 2 years left in him. If he can keep on it and the right fights come along, I think we're going to see something good from Bradley Skeete.
And who else has got big fights coming up in the gym at the moment? Who have I missed out?
You haven't really missed anybody. I mean, we've obviously got the rebuilding process with Willy Hutchinson. He'll be fighting sometime in August, so he's training away, getting himself back into shape. Well, he's always in shape, but just ironing out the mistakes. And I think that's about it really. We think we've gone through them all.
Now, I want to ask you something more generally. Did you watch the boxing at the weekend first, Newcastle show?
I'll be honest, I didn't. Okay. We're talking about the towel, are we?
Yes.
I mean, it's difficult to say because the thing is, look, we're all told as the seconds, and you obviously, I think we'll refer to it as Towelgate when I had to wave the towel against Golovkin. Back in the day, you could throw the towel into the ring, but what they said is, look, you don't throw it into the ring, they could trip on the towel, it could go across the front of the boxer's face, it could get hit, wave the towel. And people say to me, why is that idiot waving towel? The referee's not looking, throw it in. and eventually I just threw it at the referee's feet. But I don't quite know what was going off in that fight, but you're not supposed to. Everybody knows you're not supposed to throw a towel into the fight, into the ring while the boxers are still boxing. And the referee does have the right to throw the towel out if he wants and not stop the fight. It's not an automatic stoppage if the corner throw the towel, and it's actually down to the referee. This is what people don't realise. And for whatever reason it was, Steve Gray, threw the towel out and let the fight continue until he got stopped. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe because he knows Ritson's tough. Maybe because he's one of them type of fighters. If it was a fighter who was, a bit weaker or a bit fragile, maybe Steve Gray would have stopped it straight away. But he probably gave Ritson in his hometown every chance he could, to pull himself back. Maybe that was the reason why he did it. But for me, in this day and age, I think if the corner decides that they don't want their kid to continue, it's down to the corner to say, look, we don't want to know, stop the fight. So I can't really comment on why he did it.
If you were in the position of Ritson's dad, who threw the towel in, whether he should have thrown it in or waved it, regardless, would you have expected the referee to follow through on what you thought was best?
If he'd have thrown the towel out at me, I'd have picked the towel back up and thrown it back in the ring. That's what I'd have done, because I don't want to. Or I'd have got in the ring, because that's what you want to do. You don't want to see your kid getting hurt because some referee can't make his mind up one way or another. If you've made your mind up that you want it stopping in the safety of your own fighter, you know your fighter better than the referee because you're watching him train every day. You know what he's been through. Has he had hard spars? Has he not made the weight right? Has he made it right? There's a whole host of problems what can be going off what the referee doesn't know about. So the person who's best suited to make that decision is obviously the corner man. So if Steve Gray had thrown the towel out at me, I'd have thrown it back in, and I'd have made sure that the fight got stopped when I wanted it stopping.
And just before we let you go, anything new on the musical horizon?
Yeah, I've got one coming out. It's been obviously lockdowns held things up, but I've got one coming out probably halfway through July. A new one coming out. It should be quite good. I'll let you have a listen to it. And so it's been a year since I did Fast Car Eddie. Here we are on in Eddie's place.
Are you going to do a live performance for the man
You never know.
himself?
Listen, we get a few songs together. We could always do a live gig. It's the ideal place. We've got it's like a big garden party, isn't it? I mean, imagine having this house as a kid. It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Tarzan swing, alpacas, pizzas and chicken and Mexican in the garden. It's like all it needs is a swimming pool.
Peacocks, according to Barry.
There's peacocks crying off as well. So yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Great stuff, Dom. Always a pleasure. Speak to you again soon.
Thanks, Dominic.